I'm your host Duncan, and these are some of my stories I've written. Today I'm reading from my book Star Guardian, and this is Chapter 11. So let's get started. Chapter 11. Ori High Command. About 4 hours later, we received a hail from the Ori patrol vessel. As before, Kaluna and I responded to the hail. The screen showed Commander Khan. Kaluna, Brian, I have an update for you and those aboard your vessel. An escort will arrive soon to ensure safe passage to your destination. Once they arrive, they'll direct you to follow them. I wish you a safe journey throughout your visit to the Ori Confederation. The call ended, not even giving us a chance to acknowledge him. Soon, 3 Ori military vessels arrived and positioned themselves around ship. The patrol vessel left us. The lead vessel gave us directions and we let ship take care of traveling in formation. A few hours later, we arrived at the star system Ori Major. We proceeded as directed to the third planet around the star and into a stationary orbit above the planet. The 3 Ori military vessels remained in formation. Soon after, we received a hail. Foreign vessel, we will send over a shuttle to dock with you for transport to Ori High Command. Please have your delegation ready to leave in a few minutes. To the rest of your crew, we ask you to maintain your position here until further notice, said the commander of the lead vessel. Commander, I said, in our hold, we have the Ori escape pod from the freighter Apollonar. We brought this as material evidence. I can have the data transmitted to wherever you direct. I'll collect the escape pod, and I'm transmitting details on where to download the data, said the commander. Thank you. We'll be ready for your shuttle, I said. I closed the call. Ship, you can take care of the escape pod and the data download, I asked. Confirmed. The download will begin soon. Their shuttle is on its way, said Ship. We had a brief hug, and then Kaluna and I proceeded to the airlock. Jem remained aboard as planned. As we stepped through our and their airlocks, armed military personnel greeted us. We were unarmed, of course. They scanned us for weapons and scanned our ID chips to re-verify our identity. So far, they were polite and professional about the process. They asked us to take a seat. The spaceport reminded me of Central Spaceport back home on Tien Prime. They politely escorted us to a ground transport, which took us to Ori High Command offices. Then things went sideways a little. They separated us. I ended up in what reminded me of the interview room back on Tien Prime. They left me waiting without refreshments or washroom. I figured I was being watched, so I became Tien again. I sat quietly and I kept my thoughts and emotions to myself. Later, a tall Ori male entered the room and sat facing me. I looked at him, all calm. If they wanted to rattle me, they'd have to try harder. Brian, I'm here to determine the veracity of your story. Is this how you welcome your citizens? I asked. I could win a staring contest with any Ori. Yes, your credentials are interesting. We sent a message to the Ori ambassador on Tien Prime for confirmation of your status. It will take a while. Meanwhile, you will be our guest until we work things out, he said. I think he was trying to intimidate me. I assume you have the data download and the escape pod. Perhaps you should study them before you continue interviewing me. In due time, he said. Of course, he would decline my suggestion. How about you tell me your story? I can compare it with the testimony of your crewmate, and then I can compare it with the evidence you have provided. I decided the quickest way through this was to give him what he wanted. Of course, I joined the Apollo-Nar at Tien Prime, reporting to Captain Jago. Our last stop before the attack was the trading post. A few days after that, pirates attacked us. In the confusion, I grabbed Kaluna, and we both hid in an escape pod. By a miracle, our escape pod ejected, and we escaped the exploding freighter. Are you recording this? Naturally. Your Ori is very good, he said. I studied foreign languages at Tien Prime. My Ori crewmates also helped me. Please continue, Brian. It irritated me to hear him mispronounce my name like Kaluna did. Kaluna and I drifted along in the escape pod. I activated the emergency distress beacon after about 2 days to give the pirates time to vacate the area. Several days later, the Baglogi vessel rescued us. They invited us to join their crew, and since we owed them what you would call a life debt, we accepted. I said, You know about our custom. Please continue. After swearing in as crew, our first mission was pursuing the pirates. We backtracked to the debris of the Apollo-Nar and then tracked their iron trails back to a star system. We deployed a cloaked probe into the system to confirm the location of the pirates. A cloaked probe? So you have stealth technology. The Baglogi do. I merely serve aboard as crew member. If the Ori Confederation wish to trade for Baglogi technology, I suggest you defer that until a later date, once we've established a formal alliance. Of course. Please continue. We found the pirate base on a moon orbiting the second planet. There were at least 8 pirate vessels identified. The probe intel is in the data download. How did you defeat all those vessels? Surely 1 vessel against 8 is too much odds for any warship. We sent 2 cloaked probes into the system, armed with nanobots. The probes deployed nanobots against the pirate ships. These nanobots are microscopic devices that consume the hulls of the pirate ships, replicating more nanobots. We destroyed all pirate vessels within a matter of minutes. You can examine the video and scan data in the download, I said. It took a couple of minutes to consider what I had described. Are you saying that the Baglogi destroyed all vessels in a system within minutes, and your vessel has that ability in orbit above us now? He asked. He now looked visibly pale. The Baglogi vessel came here in peace, seeking an alliance. We'd never use that on our ally while under the terms of safe passage. Some research with Kaluna and Shepard had me familiar with Ori laws. I am an Ori citizen. I came here in peace to report that we neutralized the pirates that destroyed the Apollo-Nar. We avenged their death, and the pirates will cause no more harm to anyone. Although this Ori was taller than me, I think he underestimated me. Perhaps it was because I was smaller. I don't know or care. I knew I had his attention, so I pressed forward. The vessel in orbit belongs to a race known as the Baglogi. You can look up the name in your archives. I'm not only an Ori citizen, but I was on the Ori diplomatic staff. We've a provisional alliance between the Ori Confederation and the Baglogi for peace, mutual protection, and trade. I'm in a unique position that I represent both parties. As a crew of that vessel, I represent the interests of the Baglogi. Perhaps you can locate your senior diplomat who can formalize the alliance. I expect they'll be eager for something of mutual benefit to both the Baglogi and the Ori Confederation. I might further suggest your prompt action would earn you credit for your leadership. Your testimony is quite compelling. I need to consult with my peers and review the analysis of the data download, he said. Perhaps there's hope for him yet. One last request before you consult, I said. I'm an Ori citizen and a representative of the Baglogi vessel in orbit. I'd like more suitable quarters, and once you finish interviewing Kaluna, please return her to me. We came here under protections afforded by the terms of safe passage. How you treat us speaks of your character. It goes a long way towards establishment of cordial diplomatic relations between the Ori Confederation and the Bagloji. I learned a lot watching the Ori lawyer on Tien Prime, and he had inspired me. Boldness and confidence. Kaluna had helped me with a lot of the correct Ori words and phrases during our trip. I watched him as he processed all I'd said. I kept silent. A moment later, he had reached a decision. Of course. I must leave now. He almost bowed as he stood and left the room. About another hour passed. Then, someone escorted me to what I would describe as living quarters. I was glad for the washroom after waiting in their interrogation room for ages. After I got a beverage and sat at a table. Not long after, Kaluna arrived and crying came into my arms. Brian, that was terrible. They treated me more like a criminal. I've never experienced such before. Why were they like that to us? Fear, caution, many reasons. I am glad you're here now, I said. While talking, I dipped my finger in the beverage and wrote out on the tabletop, listening. I erased it after she read it. She understood. What happens now? She asked. We wait. It must be soon, or we'll miss our scheduled check-in. I hinted loud enough for them to hear me. That worked. Someone came in and asked if we wanted to contact our vessel to inform them of our progress. I said I did, and they provided a device. Hello, this is Brian, I said. Please report, Brian. It was Ship's voice. We're proceeding with the briefing, and our hosts are studying the data at this point. Otherwise, it's as we expected. Kaluna is with me. I will update you again in a few hours. I ended the call. That should reduce the anxiety level with everyone. I hoped that the overwhelming evidence would win over our hosts. I didn't want to fight our way out. Kaluna and I sat on a sofa and held each other while we waited. We fell asleep together on the sofa, and later an older Ori male startled us. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. My name is Taran, and I serve as Minister of State. The ambassador on Tien Prime works for me. I heard you wanted to see me, he asked. We hastily sat up and smoothed out hair and clothes. The thing you do when you wake up to find you had company. He smiled and pulled up a chair facing us. Kaluna remained glued to my side, holding my arm. Yes, Minister. It took some ordeal to reach you, but I expected as much. Where in the investigation are you at, if I may ask? He smiled. I think my Ori impressed him. Physically, I was clearly not Ori, but I spoke their language fluently. Since I had left Tien Prime, I had spoken little else. The minister looked towards me. The data you provided confirmed your testimony. I also got a glowing report from our Ambassador Wolak on Tien Prime. He sends his regards. He was sad to learn of the death of Captain Jago and the crew. The way you dealt with the pirates left our military personnel alarmed, but I talked to them. We've a few details to resolve, but the entire matter should be closed soon, he said. Of course, Minister. How can we help with your details? I asked. We found the Bagloji far back in our archives. They haven't visited the Ori Confederation in a very long time. We thought their species died out. I can only attest to seeing this one vessel. I understand they often travel great distances. It may be why you haven't had contact for so long. Kaluna and I are extremely fortunate that they rescued us, I said. It was very fortunate, as you say. And you have both joined the crew? Yes, we owe them a life debt. It's my hope to make an alliance with the Ori Confederation once you're satisfied with our report. It would reduce tension with my colleagues if we can do that. I've prepared this." He handed me a tablet with a document on it. "It covers all the usual details: peace, mutual protection, common enemies, safe passage, trade, etc." I scanned through it briefly, and then I handed it to Kaluna to check, while I smiled at the minister. I sensed no signs of deceit. Kaluna nodded, so I signed it on behalf of the Bagloji. The minister signed on behalf of the Ori Confederation. "I will transmit a copy of the treaty to your vessel. Also, we need to update the status of your vessel to Ally without delay." He took the tablet and handed it to someone outside our quarters. "Next detail. As our ally, the Bagloji hunted down pirates that destroyed our freighter, the Apollonar," he said. "According to our laws and the newly signed treaty, we expect such actions against our common enemies. It's also customary for bounties to be paid out on pirates by the trading companies that own and run such freighters. I have established a credit account for your vessel and deposited the bounty into that account. Here is the account information." He gave Kaluna a small device. That was nice and unexpected. "Kaluna, I understand your background is purchasing. You'll know what to do. I listed you as a signing officer. You can add others to the account as you see fit," he said. "Thank you, Minister. That's most kind of you," said Kaluna. "Finally, I am informed that your employment is over as of today. Since you have joined the Bagloji vessel as crew, you're employed by the Bagloji. They've deposited your pay into your account. Brian, I had to create you an account. Ask Kaluna how it works." "Thank you, Minister," I said. "I look forward to doing some shopping, and I know Kaluna would like to visit her family while we're here." "Thank you, Brian and Kaluna. Please also convey our thanks to the rest of the Bagloji crew. In the coming days, we'll broadcast the news about the freighter and the subsequent destruction of the pirates. Many beings knew crew on that freighter. They'll be grateful to know what happened," he said. "You're welcome, Minister," I said. "I hope it brings them peace. Thank you for signing the treaty. It has been a while since we made a new ally. It's the first I have experienced during my lifetime," he said. "Minister, can I have a device to contact our vessel? I need to check in. Then we both need rest. It has been a long day," I said. "Certainly." We got up, and he walked to the door. His subordinate handed him a device I used previously, which he handed to me. He smiled and left. I checked in with Ship and kept it brief since we were likely still being monitored. Then we moved to the bed. Soon we were out asleep. The last few days were stressful, plus the changes in local time played havoc with our body clocks. Well, that's the end of chapter 11. And next episode, we have chapter 12, the Ori Confederation. So, hope to see you then. Until then, take care.